Okay, 6.5 part 2. We're solving rational equations. Okay, so we have 4 over 3x minus 1 over x plus 1 is equal to 1 over 2x squared plus 2x. Okay, so we need to determine the LCD first. Okay, so looking at the three denominators, 3x, that's factored. X plus 1, that's factored. 2x squared plus 2x is not factored. We can factor out a 2x. So if I factor out a 2x, I have 2x times the quantity x plus 1. Okay, so this is equal to this factored denominator. Now that each of the three denominators are factored, we can determine the LCD. Okay, so we look at our denominators. We have a factor of 3. Okay, so 3 is part of our LCD. We have a factor of 2. So the one's right here. 2 is part of the LCD. We have an x. It's repeated again here. So we just need it once. And we also have an x plus 1, x plus 1. So our LCD is 6x times the quantity x plus 1. Okay, and we created that from these three denominators. So I will multiply 6x times x plus 1 to both sides of the equation. 6x times x plus 1 times this first, the left side, 4 over 3x minus 1 over x plus 1 is equal to 6x times x plus 1 times 1 over 2x times x plus 1. So for my red pen or my purple pen, but I can't find it. Okay, so next step, we would distribute 6x times x plus 1 to 4 over 3x, and then we'll distribute to the negative 1 over x plus 1. Okay, starting with distributing here. The 3x in the denominator will cancel with the 6x and leave us with 2. So we'll be left with 2 times x plus 1 times the 4 that's in the numerator. Okay, then minus the x plus 1 in the denominator here will cancel with the x plus 1, and we'll have 6x times 1, so minus 6x is equal to, okay, 2x cancels with 6x, we're left with 3. X plus 1 cancels with x plus 1, and we have 3 times 1 is 3 over 1, so it's just 3. Okay, we need to simplify this side of the equation before we can try and isolate. So we have multiplication here. I'll do 2 times 4 to get 8 times the quantity x plus 1 minus 6x is equal to 3. Okay, now I'll have to distribute the 8 to get 8x plus 8 minus 6x is equal to 3. Okay, like terms, 8x minus 6x gives us 2x plus 8 is equal to 3. Now we can isolate the x. We'll subtract 8. 2x is equal to negative 5. Divide by 2, and we get x is equal to negative 5 over 2. Remember, we have to check our proposed solutions. Okay, so we check with the original. In the denominators, 3x can't equal 0, so that means x can't equal 0. Okay, they're different, so checked with the first denominator. The second denominator, x plus 1 can't equal 0, so x can't equal -1. They're different, so it checked there. And in the third denominator, 2x times x plus 1, x can't equal 0 or x can't equal -1. It's just a repeat, so this checks, and it's good. It works out. Okay, so there's quite a bit involved with that one. And same for the next one, there's going to be quite a bit involved with this next example too. Let me just set it up. Okay, so we have x plus 6 over x squared plus 5x plus 4 minus 6 over x squared plus 2x plus 1 is equal to x minus 6 over x squared plus 5x plus 4. So we need to multiply both sides by the LCD, and to do that we will first factor each of these three denominators. Okay, so we would get x plus 4 times x plus 1 for the first denominator. For the second, x plus 1 times x plus 1. Or you can write it as x plus 1 quantity squared. And this is the same as the first denominator, so we know it's x plus 4 times x plus 1. Okay, so our LCD, we have an x plus 4 factor, and we have the x plus 1. There's x plus 1 squared here, so x plus 1 quantity squared. Okay, so here's our LCD. So we will multiply this to both sides of the equation. Probably gonna run out of room here. So I might have to write a little smaller. Okay, so I multiplied the LCD to both sides of the equation. Here's the left side, here's the right side, and we will distribute on the left side this whole LCD. We'll multiply to x plus 6 over x plus 4 times x plus 1. The x plus 4 cancels, one of the x plus 1's canceled, and we're left with x plus 1 times x plus 6. Okay, minus the x plus 1 squareds cancel, we're left with 6 times x plus 4. And here the x plus 4 and one of the x plus 1's cancel. So we're left with x plus 1 times x minus 6. Okay, we're going to have to do some foiling, distributing, foiling. Okay, so if we FOIL here, we'll have x squared plus 7x plus 6. Okay, I did some of that in my head, so you may just have to FOIL it out and then combine like terms and you'll end up with this. And then minus 6x minus 24 when we distribute the negative 6. And then we'll FOIL here and we'll end up with x squared. So we have a 1 minus 6 would be negative 5x minus 6. Again, I did a bit of that foiling in my head. And now we can combine like terms on the left side here. So what do we have? A 7x minus 6x, which is plus x. We also have a 6 minus 24, which is negative 18. There aren't any like terms to combine on the other side. Okay, it looks like it's a quadratic, but if we subtract x squared from both sides, that actually cancels. So we're left with x minus 18 is equal to negative 5x minus 6. And then I can add 5x to both sides. I'll also add 18 to both sides. We'll get 6x is equal to 12. Divide by 6, and we get x is equal to 2. Sorry about the shake. Okay, so we end up with x is equal to 2. We do have to check that in each denominator. So again, pretty much, if you look at the denominators, x can't equal negative 4. Okay, so it's good. X can't equal negative 1. It's good. Negative 1 and 4. So it checked in all the denominators. That is the solution. Okay. The next example. X over x minus 5 minus 2 is equal to 5 over x minus 5. Okay, the LCD is x minus 5 is the only denominator. And it repeats. So multiply both sides by x minus 5. Okay. We'll have to distribute on the left side. So the x minus 5's cancel. We're left with x, and then it's minus 2 times the quantity x minus 5. Remember, distribute x minus 5 to the negative 2. It's that. On the right side, the x minus 5's will cancel, and we're left with 5. Okay, we'll distribute the negative 2 to get x minus 2x plus 10 is equal to 5. Combine like terms. X minus 2x gives me a negative x. We still have the plus 10 is equal to 5. Subtract 10. We get negative x is equal to negative 5. Divide by negative 1. And we get x is equal to 5. All right, we have to check that. So we look at a denominator. X minus 5 can't equal 0, which means x can't equal 5. Since that is what we got as our solution, it cannot be a solution because x cannot equal 5, which means we have no solution or the empty set. Okay. So again, that symbol means no solution. Okay, let's do the next problem together. This denominator's factored, this denominator's factored. This denominator can factor into x plus 5 times x plus 3, making the LCD x plus 5 times x plus 3. So multiply that to both sides. Okay. So here's the left side, here's the LCD, here's the right side, here's the LCD. I multiplied it to both sides. On the left side, we will distribute. And when I distribute x plus 5 times x plus 3 to 1 over x plus 5, the x plus 5's cancel, and we're left with x plus 3 times 1, which is just x plus 3. When x plus 5 times x plus 3 distributes to 2 over x plus 3, the x plus 3's cancel, and we're left with 2 times x plus 5, so plus 2 times x plus 5, written like this, okay, is equal to, the x plus 5 cancels, the x plus 3 cancels, we're left with a negative 2. Okay, on the left side now, we will have to distribute the 2 into the x plus 5, which will give us 2x plus 10. Combine like terms. We'll combine x plus 2x to give us 3x. We'll combine 3 plus 10 to give us 13. Subtract 13 from both sides. Divide by 3. X is equal to negative 5. We need to check that. So the one denominator, x plus 5, can't equal 0. X can't equal negative 5. Since they match, again, no solution. Okay, so the last two examples showed you when we have to cross off the solution, and you may end up with no solution. All right, so that's the end of 6.5. Okay, so you have your discussion problems